Alright, good morning, y'all. I'm back. Decided to make another video. Up early in the morning. Well, not really early. It's about 8:30. I mean, I usually get up earlier than that, but decided to just pick up the camera again. Like I told you, I'm trying to get y'all, trying to just be more consistent and put more videos out since I was not being consistent since the last time I looked at my last video. It was like 4 months ago. I told y'all in the previous video that I dropped actually yesterday. So yesterday was Sunday. Today's Monday, October, I don't know the date off the top of my head, probably like the 7th. But I told y'all, man, if you watched my previous video, if you didn't get to see it, go see it. Check it out, man. Maybe something that you can relate to. But I told y'all, for the people that are new to my channel, I'm gonna try to start doing something new. You pretty much see a lot of sports stuff on my channel because I do train. I train high school, collegiate, and pro athletes for football. But I'm gonna just start trying to be, like I said, you see a lot of polish, a lot of edited videos. That's pretty much what social media is right now. So, been kind of intrigued and kind of like what I've seen over YouTube lately. Not a lot of it, but just starting, just raw, authentic videos. You know, not just you see a bunch of videos with the glitz and glamour and all the good things when they happen, but nobody really shows, or people are not really showing the authentic stuff, you know, bad days. I told y'all that from previous video over the last just year, I told you this is just being more vulnerable and just opening up, you know, letting y'all know about I'm human, letting y'all know about the bad stuff too. Every day is not a great day. You know, for anybody, I'm not training every single day. I'm not making all the money that I want to make. I'm not anywhere where I want to be. So for people that can relate to this, these are the videos that I'm gonna start dropping just to you can see the real side of me authentically and me just talking more, you know. And like I said, for me, I showed y'all in my previous video yesterday. I've recently started journaling every single morning, getting more into my Bible, starting to revive my faith. You know, so when I do have those bad days, I have something to go back to. Because as y'all know, we get a little older. Like maybe most people, I don't know, most of you guys know, I grew up in the church and my mom went every Sunday, grandmother, passed it down for generations. But when you get a little older and you start your own family, you tend to put everything else before that and then forget that your faith is what will carry you through anything. So a little small Bible I've had before, but you know, sometimes you gotta go back to it and crack it back open, especially when times get rough, you know, because at the end of the day, all you got is you and him. So, like I said, that was yesterday. Like I said, I woke up this morning. Yesterday, I edited that video, got it out, and it was weird because I hadn't put a video out in a while, man. A lot of you know sometimes we purposely take breaks away from certain stuff, but you know, when we open it back up, it's like something new. So, you know, I had to find my vlogging stick, my camera, you know, and I had to get excited about it again. But like I said, this is going to be my out loud journal. I have my one that I write down, try to get up and, you know, with a wife and kids, man, it's hard to find quiet time, you know, in a household, but I've crazily always found this garage. So like I said, I may start titling this Garage Talks, you know, just like a little den area where I can just talk and get out, and maybe this will hold me accountable for when I start my mornings. You know, I start my morning and get out my thoughts, and it may start to bring more positive thoughts and more positive things to fruition throughout the day, you know. So like we said, a lot of times you gotta try something new, you know. So I'm like, you know what, I got it, I got the technology, I got no excuses, pick it up and do it, you know. Hopefully it takes off, and hopefully I just find some people, hopefully that we all comment and just some of y'all can just relate to me on the day-to-day stuff that we all going through stuff, you know. But it's human to go through stuff, and we don't talk about it, we don't get it out, then that's what's not good. One of the worst things for myself and my men out there, my young men, is not talking. You know, that's something that we just don't do. You know, so just encouraging viewers and people watching me to go talk to your young men. If you're a man and you not talking, go find an outlet, pick up the camera just like I'm doing, and just start talking. Get yourself a journal and write your stuff down so you're writing it down and you can see it on a piece of paper, and find outlets, because a lot of times, man, we hold stuff in, and I can tell you just by experience, holding it in is just a volcano waiting for an explosion. I get it. A lot of times the stuff that we go through is not relatable. We can't talk to our wife or our kids. That's not, as much as we may love our wives or our significant others, that's not a safe space for a man to talk to a female, because it's not relatable. They can't relate to us. You know what I'm saying? And some don't have a man group of friends that we can talk to, and some may have a group of friends, male friends that you have around you, but y'all just don't talk about real stuff. It's always happy, peachy, and you laughing, but when you go back home, then you gotta get stuff out. So, like I said, that, but that's just a little about yesterday. So we try to do this every day, man. Like I said, I just woke up this morning and wasn't feeling the best, wasn't in the best headspace, wasn't in the best mental state, but who, I don't have anybody to talk to, so that's what I'm using y'all for. So appreciate y'all for lending me y'all ear to just listen to what I gotta say, So like I said, woke up this morning, man, feeling not the best, feeling okay, but blessed that I woke up to see another day, because a lot of people didn't. So I don't want to skip over that and take that for granted, because that's more important than a lot of things. Than I just got the opportunity to wake up and hopefully make today better than it was yesterday. So like I said, top of the week, Monday morning, birds chirping. If y'all hear that, that's the freaking smoke alarm is freaking going off. I forgot about that thing and just decided to go off. But like I said, man, this hasn't been the best lately, but just want to get better. Sorry about that noise, a little plane going over. I got my garage door up to give myself a little bit more lighting in the morning time. Yesterday's vlog may have been a little bit dark. I got a window beside me, but I just got more lighting, so it's a little better. But just man, just like I said, a lot of self-reflection. Sometimes the things that we write down in the journal is our thoughts that are scrambled. Sometimes they make sense, sometimes they don't. I've been finding myself lately writing down thoughts that became more clear once I saw them written down in a journal, because I could go back and revise it, edit it to say, and make it seem more clear. A lot of times we have, as men, we have boggled thoughts in our mind, and they make sense to us, but it's still not clear. So, like I said, the writing is helping, and I challenge a lot of men, write stuff down, man. Write it down, read it, so you can see it. It can be your own thoughts. They're my own thoughts, but when I write them down, to make a little bit more sense and a little bit more clear. When I see it, I read it back to myself. So that's, like I said, that's been helping. I've been doing that for about a week now. Yeah, about a week now I've been doing it. You don't write every single day. I encourage you to get to that point. I'm trying to get to that point of writing every single day, but sometimes you just feel frustrated and you don't feel like writing, and it's just not enough time in the day to do it. But I'm forcing myself now to try to find a free space in the day to just think about and reflect on myself and my thoughts and my emotions. Because like I said, we just push our stuff to the side and we worry about everybody else's feelings. And not to say that you shouldn't, but sometimes as a man, we gotta be more, as men, we have to be more selfish about our feelings. We can't worry about what everybody else thinks, or not even necessarily thinks. We can't worry about how everybody else is gonna feel when we get something off our chest, or trying to spare somebody else's feelings to not put our feelings in front, you know? And I'm not the best. I've been told by my wife I'm not the best on my delivery, you know, and I'm trying to do a better job at that, of, you know, the tone of my voice, or how I say it, when I say it, you know. But it has a message when I say it. It's just my delivery isn't the best, and I'm trying to get better at that, you know. So that's just been something that I've been working on, you know. And it's not easy because, like I said before, I met my wife, I was by myself before kids. You know, we single, we do stuff that just fits us, and you gotta find a compromise in your relationship to make it better. And I'm just being, for me, just for people to be honest that won't say it, man. Ain't we can sugarcoat it in relationships and say that everybody in a relationship is supposed to be happy. I mean, let's just be real. Our relationships, everybody ain't gonna be happy. It's just what it is. Most of the time, a person's gonna be happy than the other, and who is willing to sacrifice more than the other. It's just what it is, man. It's not. It's just human. That's common. I mean, we can say we're both supposed to be 50-50 on happiness, and we're both supposed to be in a honeymoon phase. That's just not realistic, man. It's just not. I mean, as much as we may try to say it is, and even the people that you hear to say that shit, that's bullshit. I'm just being real with you. That shit is not real. It's not realistic to the day-to-day challenge and constant work that you have to put into a relationship, to a marriage, if that's your forever person. I think a lot of people get caught up in trying to, or thinking that the ideal relationship is supposed to be peaches and cream every single day. And it's not. So, like I said, I mean, for the people that you see that say that in front of a camera, when the camera goes off, that's really not how it is. Like I said, I'm a work in progress, trying to get better even in my old age of 36. Work in progress, trying to get better every single day. Like I said, I'm just picking up the camera more and being more intentional. Using this as a therapeutic thing for myself to get stuff off my chest, you know. And you guys may use it for something different, you know. A lot of, I guess, YouTubers use it to make money, you know, make a bunch of videos that get a lot of views and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, when I first picked it up and started my YouTube channel, that was the whole thought process at first. But then you find yourself in a loop trying to figure out videos that make a lot of views of you doing stuff that's just not you. A lot of people can do that, but eventually you'll burn out trying to do stuff that's not you, and you not being authentically yourself. So it's cool to show you other aspects of the life and the day-to-day. Sometimes you just gotta pick up the camera and you gotta talk. This is the raw, most authentic part, I think, of every single person that is vlogging and shooting videos, right? We can make a lot of content and show you a lot of different things, but I've noticed from YouTube 10 years ago when it first started, and it was pranks and everybody did challenges, I've liked the change that I've seen in YouTube videos, because you're starting to see more now of authentic videos of people just showing themselves. And that's as real as it gets. I mean, unless you like fakeness and you don't like realness, that's as real as it gets for a person just to be vulnerable to pick up a camera, hit play, hit record, and show you their true self through the good, the bad, the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows. And like I said, that's the direction that I want to go into. and see what it does. But at that point, I'm not worried about what people think or the views or how many people I grow on my channel or stuff like that. Like I said, this is just another form of journaling for me, and it's therapy for me to be able to just get my thoughts out and be able to talk to somebody, you know. So like I said, man, it's a beautiful Monday. I'm gonna keep, God willing, I'm gonna keep picking the camera up, pick it up again tomorrow, pick it up again the next day and the next day. Keep giving you guys me authentically and see how you guys like it, man. But like I said, this is more for me. This is more of something that's therapeutic for me to just be able to release and get it out. Because like I said, life can be stressful, man. It can be stressful, and especially life can be stressful when you don't have anybody to talk to and release your thoughts. Because a lot of times we want to talk, but a lot of times it's hard to talk because we don't believe that the person that we're talking to or we're giving that information is really going to keep that information a secret or our true thoughts and not throw it back up into our face later on. And that's a big thing that I know is with me, and not just with me, but a lot of people, man. We want to talk, especially when it's going bad, and we just want to find an outlet to release and get stress off our mind. But it's hard to trust people, man. It's hard to trust that people have your best interest, because at the end of the day, everybody's biased towards themselves. Everybody's gonna take care of themselves, and people are not wrong for doing that. You should put yourself before anybody, you know, because it's you. You are the only person in your body. So, like I said, man, it's just I'm getting better at it. Like I said, I have my ups and down days, man, and excuse me. I have my ups and down days where I be in my head and I don't want to talk to nobody. And I have things that I've always, as a kid, done to just get away. So I never had to deal with what I was going through because it was an escape. You know, and I know a lot of people do that. We got males, we go to the gym, you know, we go play golf, we do different things to get away from it. You know, that's our happy place. But the bad thing about that is, even though that works, it's like just a quick band-aid of something, because even though we're getting away from it, it's still reality, that something that we still have to deal with, and we're gonna come back to it. But that was always my thing with sports for me. Regardless of what was going on in life, I could, once I got on a football field, I was spinning a football to play basketball when I was a kid, man. Regardless of the reality that I was facing every single day, once I was playing that sport or I left my house, I didn't think about it anymore. And it was the best, at the time, it was the best therapy because I didn't have to think about it. But when you get older, you know, and sports are gone, and that blanket that you have that you can just get away from is not there anymore. Now all the thoughts that I had then are heightened now, because now I don't have anything to get away from. You see what I'm saying? I don't have anything to push it aside. You know, it's inevitable. Everybody's gonna get older. You know, a lot of time is gonna pass, and then you have your thoughts. And a lot of us, sometimes our thoughts take over. And the easiest thing to do is get it out and release it, not stress. Stress is bad, and stress can get you in some positions, you know, that you call on God. You know, so like I said, as men, we need to figure out a release. If there's, hopefully I get men in my comments that just open up and relate to. You know, I'm making this channel mostly sports stuff that I related to and what I do, but I want to be able to have more talks like this to my men out there. You know, write in my comments, man. Say, hey, man, I've been dealing with something. You know, connect with me. You know, comment in there. Let me know, man. Hey, man, I've been dealing with the same stuff because it's real. We need to figure out and make just an open community as men that we can talk and get out the stuff we need to. And so hopefully I'm a bridge to somebody else picking up that camera and saying, you know what, I'm finna talk, man. Damn, man, you know, I was going through that too, and I just needed to release and get that out. I appreciate that, because when I was young, I had a lot of men in my life that I grew up with, you know, that helped me, older guys that helped me develop as a man, but we never talked about how we was feeling. You know, we were in the gym lifting weights, you know, trying to see who the biggest alpha male was. We didn't talk, we didn't get stuff out. We never had a conversation about, bro, you good? I can remember growing up, and it's crazy. I vividly remember as a kid growing up never having another male figure come to me and ask me, was I good? But when I got older and I was mentoring kids and using football as a platform to get kids around, because I fully understood that when, at least the kids, when they were around sports, it would get them away what they were really dealing with at home, you know, and what they had to go back home to. I find myself realizing, wait a minute, man. When you get people around, I find myself doing what to them or doing for them that I wish that somebody would have did for me, and just ask me, you know what, hey, coach, how you doing, man? Coach, how you doing? We doing drills today? Okay, even before we do that, or we get done with the session, or even before the session, or even in between a drill, genuinely asking somebody, hey man, how you doing? And it got nothing to do with sports or nothing. How you doing? For real. And then making them comfortable as a coach. I'm all right, I have my days. But that's what we got to get to the point as men, like I said, older men, I guess older. Like I said, I'm 36, but men make or build a community to where we can ask another male, man, you good, bro? You all right? You good? Because we see it. We know we all going through it. It's something that we can't hide, right? Everybody's going through stuff, but as men, we just taught not to express it, right? When I was growing up, the only time we ever expressed emotion or pain is when a death came, you know? And even when a death came at a funeral, you didn't cry. You weren't supposed to do that. The women cry. You know, the women and the children cry, but you the man, like you the young man. Sorry, you'll be good. And that's a bad thing that we are taught as young men, and then we pass on to our sons and daughters. Like I said, I know, man, with my daughter, I'm still learning, you know, on just how to be a better dad, better father to my daughter, you know, because, man, I'm hard on her sometimes, and I shouldn't be, you know. She gonna love me unconditionally, you know, and I don't want to do that to my son, because the one thing that I wanted to make sure that I did personally for my kids is give them something completely different that I didn't have. So I'm trying to give them a different setting, you know, give my kids a different outlook at the end than mine was, and wanting them to be better than me. You know, if you're better than me, I know you're good. So that's, like I said, that's where I'm going. Like I said, I may here and there pop up some. It's definitely, I'm definitely not gonna stop, you know, posting my training stuff. I post most of that on my Instagram, so if y'all go, I tag that down in the video. But at Coach Floyd, that's my Instagram. Y'all wanna go? That's where most of my sports stuff is. So if you wanna check that out, you can see what I do mostly on that. I mean, that's what I love. Like I said, this is just another outlet, and I'm trying to be more personal with this, more intentional, and open up more with this. let y'all get to know me more besides just seeing what I love, open up a little bit more, and let y'all get to know me. And like I said, me to get to know y'all, and hopefully if I help out one person along the way by me opening up about what I'm going through on a day-to-day basis, trials and tribulations, it can help, somebody else, and help one person, help another, and then help another, and before you know it, we got just men as a whole talking to each other, and being vulnerable enough to know, hey, we all going through stuff as men, but we got a safe space that we can talk about it and get it off our chest, get stuff off our heart, and release that pain, because it's for men, man. We go through a lot of stuff that we don't talk about. We internalize it and we keep it in, keep it bottled up for years, for days, years. We internalize it and we never get it out. And by not getting out, not having a safe space to talk about it, then it starts to develop not only us in a bad way, but then if we have kids and it develops and affects our kids, because our kids are around us 24/7. They're in an environment of how we feel and they see us. So, like I said, man, I don't want to ramble on too much. Like I said, I know a lot of people like to see the flashy stuff and all that, but not here. Be authentically myself, raw, and just have these talks and check in with y'all on a daily basis if I can. And if I miss a day, y'all hold me accountable to, hey man, where you been at? Why you ain't posted? Just check in and let y'all know how I'm feeling, and hopefully y'all let me know how y'all feeling, and keep this thing going, man. So, again, once again, man, I appreciate y'all for listening to me on this Monday morning. Like I said, I dropped one yesterday, so this is the next day. Like I said, I'm gonna take that mindset of what I just got out to y'all into the day to day. Have a good day. Have a prosperous day. Even though you may have bumps throughout the day, just stay positive. That's my mindset going, man. Just stay positive, man. Have a smile on my face, and if I go through a little bump, I may pick the phone up again and record some more and get it off my chest. Because at the end of the day, if I go through something, get it off, pick it up, talk to y'all. I need to pick the phone up and say, hey, man, I need to talk to y'all real quick. Because y'all got that listening ear from me, and I need to talk to y'all. I just need to get something off my chest. All right, so like I said, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all go have a beautiful day on this Tuesday. I started my week yesterday, it was Sunday, but have a beautiful day on this Monday morning, man. Love on the people that's close to you. Give God some praise today. If it's not just for 5 minutes, let him know you appreciate him just for waking you up and giving you another day to breathe clean, beautiful air. Stop sometime during the day, close your eyes and just listen to the beautiful sounds that you get to hear, that God's blessed you with, and just appreciate it, man. I'm trying to make myself more appreciative of it, but to let y'all know, just appreciate the sounds and the stuff that you can see. Take a moment, man, and just thank him. Thank him for giving you another day, because some people didn't make it today, and some people are not going to make it tomorrow. And as long as you keep opening your eyes, he was blessed and he chose you to see another day. So y'all go be prosperous today, man. Go have a good day. Love on the people that you love. If you haven't told that person in a long time you love them, man, tell them you love them. Man, woman, child. Tell them you appreciate them, man. And like I said, man, I'm going to holler at y'all in the next video. I appreciate y'all. Peace.